Okay, this is the follow-up to our NVDA call from last night. Again, here's the daily chart without today's candle to show you what it looked like. We had catalysts, remember, of 1216, and then 1225. Both of those could have got us to 1237, and above that it really looked good. Well, I'll add in today's candle now. You can see what happened. It did hit the first two catalysts, couldn't get to the third. Of course, the market got pretty weak this afternoon too. Let's switch to 5-minute candles and show you how I called it in our chat room here. I like to use this zoom feature to show you what it looked like when I called it. Okay, this is today's opening candle, and you can kind of see the little gap up from yesterday's close. Here's today's yesterday's closing candle, Friday's closing candle, and today's opening candle. It pulled back, went to 12, and the high of the day was only 12.12. So it's still in the 12-cent range. It was interesting to me. I was on the microphone projecting the chart. I said I was going to take some small if it broke these two 5-minute candles high, 12.09, and I was going to add if it broke the high of the day at 12.13. Okay. Again, I was projecting and talking over the mic, and you can see within the next 5 minutes, 12.09 and 12.13, and then it worked its way up to 12.29. So, you know, a good 20-cent gain fairly quickly. And as we teach, everything I do, I've coined defensive trading. It's what I teach. It's what I specialize in. It's called, you know, putting some money in your pocket quickly, getting to a break-even stop on the rest, and then just letting it work and scaling out on the way up. So very, very few red trades if you do that. And NVDA was actually a decent trade for me because I just scaled out on the way up. And once the market started to roll over, became apparent it wasn't going to get to that other catalyst of 1237. Whoops. Just to show you the SPY from today. S&P. The Dow was up over 100 points at one point. And then it ended up being red. I don't know where it is right now. I don't have that in front of me. But you can see the market, after hitting this early high around 10 o'clock, just bled lower and actually went into a pretty good sell-off right here. If you were trading, you probably saw it. Pretty good sell-off there. So now at closing, 5 minutes till the close, and closing okay. You know, we have elections tomorrow. We have the Fed announcement on Wednesday and whatever comments they're going to make. So I think the market's a little bit jittery going into all that. Having said that, I'll show you what I made some money on NVIDIA today. Let me go over the rest of the list here. I'll just take a couple minutes and kind of show you a couple that I called. BIG we had on Bounce Watch. This is what the daily chart looked like last night when I found it. 3 red days down in a row. Pretty good volume yesterday. Now if I add in today's candle, another red day. So we'll have that back on Bounce Watch tomorrow. But since it was already down 3 days in a row, okay, when it looked like this morning, this is the opening candle right here. This is the opening 5-minute candle. When it looked like this morning, took out yesterday's low, you know you had some shorts jumping in thinking, oh, this thing's still weak. To me, that's not the time. After 3 days down and then taking out yesterday's low, this is not the time to be shorting. So I just watched it bounce, and then it went into this nice tight base here. And we already knew that if BIG broke its early high of the day, it could get some short covering. Okay, so I called it on a break of this base at 31.14. Worst case stop right below this candle at 31.06. So 8 cents risk. And I said you could have another catalyst if it gets through 31.18. Could be some more upside. So 8 cents risk, 31.14, and within 5 minutes it got through both of those. So I grabbed 31.14 and it made it in another 5 minutes all the way to 31.40. Anytime we get a move like that, we start selling some, tighten up our stop, and got trail stopped on the rest. So again, a lot of little, I can't talk. I almost don't even want to call them base hits today. I made the joke in chat. A lot of sacrifice bunts, you know, a lot of small gains. I had 6 trades today. All 6 were green, but I didn't have anything that could be deemed a home run or really even a double, maybe a single here or there. So I'm just trying to cover those real quick. TSL, we called on this sell-off here as a possible long. Unfortunately, I just took a small bounce right in here, and then other members in our chat, and then I was back out, so I just had a small gain. Other members in our chat, using a method we teach, jumped in here. I was looking elsewhere. You ever been looking at one thing and another thing triggers? That's what happened on TSL with me, but other members jumped in here on this, what you would call a secondary bounce, 25.68, and it made it pretty quickly to 26.40. So that's just one that I personally missed. but other members in our chat room. Great team in there. Caught a nice bounce in that one. PWER right before lunch, this thing gapped up huge the other day. Yes, Friday, sold off all day. Small gap up today and started selling off again. It was overdone in my opinion, so it looked like this when I called it for a potential. Again, this is the opening candle right here from this morning. These are 5-minute candles. When I saw this little tight base here, I thought, you know what, this thing might be done going down. So I called it at 981. I said if it gets above this base, 981, worst case stop below this base at 974. So 7 cents risk, and you see what happened. It hit 981 and almost made it to 10. Made it to 998. So again, not a huge move, another base hit, but enough money to put some, or enough of a move to put some money in your pocket. So that was another small gainer there. Let's see what else I have. Talked about NVDA already. Oh yeah, ACI was interesting to me. I'll talk about that trade too. I'm trying to give you, in these wrap-up videos, I'm trying to give you the reason for the entry so you can kind of see what we look at. ACI, this is the opening candle. Very strong today. Very strong early, and then hit a new high of the day, and then just went into this long lunchtime base. And here's the daily. You can see it's given some back, but after looking like it was breaking down on Friday, gapped up and then took out this whole daily basis high. So it was interesting. I think you had some shorts in trouble there. So I want to show you what it looked like when I found it. ACI, nice tight base with the high of day to the left. I believe I called this at 2604. All that is just a clean break of this base, okay? Because you've got a bull and bear, longs and shorts battling it out all day after this big move, right? And I mean, that's a 2 to 3 hour battle. So when you see that, you always want to jump in on the winning team. So 2604 was cleanly above this base, so I deemed that the entry. Worst case stop below this little red candle here, 25.91. So 13 cents risk, not bad. And from 2604, I said that could get it through the high of the day, 26.25, which could yield some more upside. And pretty quickly, right after the trigger, about 10 minutes later, 26.25, and we're selling some, tightening up our stop on the rest. And it grinded for a little bit and started to roll over and kill the rest of the trade. Again, another base hit. Not a home run, but I'm okay with that. Let's see what else. I did kind of the same thing with Western Digital, WDC. Again, on the daily, was very, gapped up a couple days ago and then was back up near those highs again, and really nothing to the left, okay? So now switching to 5s, WDC looked like this when I called it. It had broken out and then pulled back, and during lunch just went sideways, and I called WDC at 32.67. Worst case stop, I think 54, something like that, maybe 32.52, about 15 cents risk. I said 32.67 could get you through the high of the day, and right there it triggered and grinded through the high of the day, but from 67 it only made it to 32.80. And again, we sell into these spikes and tighten up the stop on the rest. I always try to keep a little to give it a chance to really break out, but the market was just too weak. So as it came back down, I was out the rest, green on all counts. Okay, here's a few others. As the day was winding down, we talked about Zion meeting our parameters for what we call a potential final push down, PFPD, if you will. But I was running out of trading day, and I went ahead and passed on it. But I know some of our members, using the methods we teach, let me find my drawing tool. I saw them celebrating as I was making the wrap-up video. That's how I knew. Some of our members jumped in to Zion right around here. And certainly a nice push after that, worst case stop. So I think they had about a dime at risk, and a nice trade there. Again, another benefit of the room, even if I'm not calling it, we've got a couple hundred people in there looking for the setups we teach. I did mention Avon, AVP, as a possible long. I didn't draw that right. Let me try it again. As a possible long right here as the day winded down. And again, I said I was passing. I'd already met my profit target for the day with a stop right there. And I don't know that anybody took it or not. Avon would have been 28.98, and it did make it to 29.15. So another possible base hit there if anyone took it. And one of our members pointed out CAM here as a possible long as the day was winding down, using the methods we teach. Again, a lot of people, whoops, sorry about that, a lot of people scanning for the same things. And this one met that potential final push down parameter too. with a stop right there, and I'll give you the numbers on CAM. All of these I did not take, but I know some members took it. 43.65, and it made it to 43.95. So a 30-cent move there at the end of the day with a stop less than a dime away. So congrats to our members that took those two. I'm going to quit babbling. Again, not a great day, but 6 out of 6 as far as green trades. And, be careful the rest of the week. With the election coming up tomorrow and the Fed on Wednesday, certainly practice defensive trading. If you don't really understand what defensive trading is, certainly come give our website a visit. We'll be happy to show you how to do it, because that's the only trading I do anymore is just defensive trading. Paying yourself along the way, tightening up stops, and protecting profits. So, all right, I'm going to quit babbling, and we'll follow up hopefully with another free pick next week. NVIDIA didn't tear it up, but we still wanted to show you how we traded it, and we'll follow up tomorrow night with some highlights from our chat room calls on Tuesday. So have a good night.